I think we're all conditioned to believe that there's a top of a mountain somewhere, that we're gonna get there, and we can't wait until we do. I don't know if I believe that's true, because the precipices are where we see the most, and every top of a mountain is the bottom of another. And I think if we can celebrate our wins and look at our losses and share those wins and losses with the people around us, that's when we can connect to our authentic selves. I'm Bridget Chambers. I'm a life coach and writer. I've spent the last 5 years really sitting and getting to listen to people tell their stories before and after change. In sitting and meeting with millennials, or 20-somethings as we are now, 20 and 30-somethings, these three tenets of coaching and in life have sort of shown up. And that is these three questions of, how do I measure up? Am I seen? Do I matter? Well, you would think that in this day and age where we are consistently connected, that it would increase our feeling of connection with other people. In reality, it really does the opposite. I think what happens is that we are in this compare-contrast complex all the time. And so all of us have had the moment of sitting in bed going, ooh, I'm not sure I have that. Or do I have enough of this? So we walk into parties or we walk into a room and go, we are consistently doing this. And I've learned this from hearing the stories. I don't think we consciously do it, but this is the society that we live in. And so I think we have to go back to our roots and think about what makes me light up. You know, what do I do like breathing? What are the things that make me me? Because I think if we get lost in this overconnection, it's so inauthentic and we can't show up for other people, let alone ourselves. The way to begin that path of connecting with yourself, you would maybe start with, okay, how do I measure up? When are the times that I feel most insignificant? Who am I around? Where am I? Mentally note that because it's important. Number two, am I seen? Who am I trying to be seen by? Come up with your squad. Come up with your clique of people that shows you who you are every day. When I say, do I matter? The way to feel like you matter is to make other people feel like they matter. Sort of using, corroborate the old kindergarten rule that you should always stop, look, and listen. And I think what I mean by stop is turn off the voice in your head that tells you the stories that aren't true. The stories that you're fed when you look online at everybody else's life. The story that pops up when you walk into the party and don't quite feel you. Stop and recognize it. Like that's the oldest rule in the book, right? Just validate that exists. Look at it. I mean, sit and write down the stuff you feel vulnerable about. What are your fears? What are you struggling with? What have you lost? I'm not saying sit and coddle your wounds, but I think to really get honest with yourself with what you're struggling with and looking at them, again, it's acknowledging that it exists. And when I say listen, I mean take those things, and when they pop up in your life, mentally, X them out. And when we can step into our authentic being and really stop waiting for ourselves to show up, realize that we're already here. Because really, if we're waiting for a more important job than to step into ourselves, it doesn't exist.